Greetings, Stash Wyslouch here. Welcome to Quick Tips. Today we're going to continue on a tangent from the previous quick tip, which was analyzing 4 bars of Chris Thile Solo on Liberty. We talked about this thing, harmonic imposition, briefly. Chris Thile in his solo implies for a hot second a G minor, which eventually makes its way back to a D major. That's interesting. In the key of D, a G minor is a 4 minor chord. This is a good harmonic device. 4 major to 4 minor resolves nicely back to the 1 chord. Listen. Really cool. You hear it all the time in all music. It's a great harmonic tool. And now I want to talk about how we could maybe implement that into some of our lines on tunes that you wouldn't necessarily think of putting harmonic imposition. So just to be clear, harmonic imposition. We, as the interpreter of the tune, are imposing our own harmony that is different from what the band is playing. Usually what this produces is tension. What does the tension have to do? It has to resolve. That's usually what makes it work. So let's take a tune where there's just a 4 major chord, like a C chord in the key of G going back to G. There Ain't Nobody Gonna Miss Me When I'm Gone, a tune I got from the singing of Paul Williams and Jimmy Martin. So the basic tune is, there ain't nobody gonna miss me when I'm gone. There ain't nobody gonna mourn for me too long. Won't you write these words upon my headstone? There ain't nobody gonna miss me when I'm gone. Now you take a break on that. Let's say exclusively melodically. It'll go like this. 1, 2, 3. Mostly melody and a little turnaround like there at the end. Interesting. Now how are we going to impose a 4 minor chord in there? Well, there's 2 bars of a C chord. So what if, as the performer, we just imagine that the second of those 2 bars of C is a C minor? What? That's crazy. Let's experiment. I've stated it before. We can think of improvisation in bluegrass as 2 streams. One, pure melodic variation. Hundreds, thousands of tools to approach this. The other stream, pure improv, making up your own melodies. So what we're going to do is the first 3 bars, G, G, C, we're going to do just straight melody. Now on the 4th bar, the C, we're going to imagine it's a C minor and we're going to invent linear structures. We're going to make lines that imply a C minor sound. And my thought is that as long as we resolve to that 5th bar, which is a nice G major, it's going to work. So how can we be practical about this? On that 4th bar, let's make a line of 8 eighth notes that imply a C minor, and then make sure that on that beat 1 it resolves. So the melody ends on bar 3 on a G. So let's launch off that G to create some linear structures that imply a C minor. Go back to Quick Tip 95 and you'll find all sorts of options that can imply chords with single note lines. So what if we go down a minor tetrachord, G, E flat, D, C, that sounds like a C minor to me. Next 4 notes, let's go back up, hit an E flat, and just go up a C minor arpeggio. And then resolve to a G, a chord tone that's close by. How about going down from an E flat to a D? Here's what that would sound like. 1, 2, 3. There ain't nobody gonna miss me when I'm gone. So I just kind of made up a melody for the next 4 bars after that. But that's the general idea. So to get really microscopic, you might just practice making up 8 eighth notes that imply C minor and then resolving them to a G. miss me when I'm gone. Ain't nobody. Whoops. Interesting break. We've taken this little idea from Chris Thile, implying a G minor chord to resolve back to a D major on the fiddle tune Liberty, and we're expanding off of it. We're certainly going to do more with this idea of harmonic imposition in the future, so stay tuned. Make sure to become a patron on my Patreon page. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you're interested in private lessons, be sure to send me an email and sign up to be a part of my roster. Remember, with any of these things, we have to take it one small step at a time. So today we've just isolated going from a C minor to a G, and then slowly incorporating that back into a tune where there was a C major going to a G. I hope this gives you some ideas of how to expand your improvisations on fiddle tunes and songs in bluegrass. And make sure to stay tuned for the next quick tip.